The Warriors are playing the Lakers in their final preseason game. They are 5-0 in the preseason. Don Konecki, I know the LA Lakers. I know last night they beat the Suns in overtime. The segment is sponsored by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. What do you think of Draymond Green, Baldy?
He's just loose, man. He's a live wire. He's a loose wire. Like, you don't know. Like, he's just unpredictable. He's just, he's like I don't know. Would it be fair to say, like, he's the Dennis Rodman of our time? Like, is that, like, off the – I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's like off the court. Like, we knew what Rodman was like off the court. But he's just, like, he brings an energy to the team and to the city that nobody else really does.
He's a better player in his sport, but he's the hoops version of Bill Romanowski.
Okay, yeah. No, that's –
Speaking of which, and as we come laughing in, yesterday we did an exercise, and I'm just going to run a couple of them by you. Okay? You like pro wrestling, right?
Of course.
Okay. So
I hope you haven't watched the Vince McMahon doc. You haven't had time to watch
one?
Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix.
But I would love to see it.
Yesterday we did an exercise where I don't know how we got into it, but I was like,
I'll tell you how we got into it.
Team duos.
Hold on. You slow down for a second. I'll tell you how we got into it.
Okay.
We're talking to Coach Herb Edwards. We played to win the game.
Yeah.
We get Herb on, and he's breaking down Chief Snyder's, and he's just spitting the gospel, right? I'm locked in.
It always sounds like a motivational speech.
Yeah, no, I'm getting fired up. I'm ready to run through a wall. He's talking about Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
He's talking about everything, right? I'm like, wow, this is amazing. The whole time during the whole Herb Edwards interview, this guy's writing down wrestling tag team names.
Okay.
Tag team names.
For
athletes.
Okay, all
and
right.
I'm just like, we got Herb Edwards out. You're thinking about wrestling? What's going on with my guy?
So, for example, Trent Williams and Debo Samuel, tag team. They're called the Beatbox Boys.
Okay.
You like that?
Come out with the boombox or whatever.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Boombox Boys. We can go with that one, too.
I can see that.
How about Charles Haley and Bill Romanowski? Unnecessary roughness. I knew you liked that one.
A lot of that right there.
All right. How about Pablo Sandoval?
I got to know Bill Romanowski, man. Like, he played 1 year in Philly. Like, 1994, Bill came. Like, that guy, like, I don't know what was in the bag that he carried every day, but he had a black bag, man. Like, man, it was all about, and I'll never forget, like, I remember Fox saying to me one time, hey, look, Bill just retired. He wants to be an analyst. We like for him to follow you around for a weekend to see if he has what it takes. So they tried him out in some games. So Bill's like, we go to dinner. Bill comes to meetings with us. We go to practice together. There was a built-in 7-second delay with Bill, like on every single thing. Like it just wasn't. Some wasn't.
It was
right.
clicking.
It was buffering.
It was like that thing that goes around
Spinning wheel of death on the
your
internet.
phone.
Yeah, the spinning wheel of death on the internet.
But that guy knew football, man.
And he was really good at multiple locations. Denver, Niners, Philly.
He never missed a game.
He was
never missed a
awesome.
game.
He told me about Philadelphia. He said this. I'm not misquoting him.
Okay.
We had a football hour. We used to do a football hour.
Yeah.
Low Neal, Bill Romanowski, Greg Papa, myself,
that's
right?
cool.
In football hour, Romo would come in the studio. I'm like, this is Romanowski, man. Let me be careful, man. You never know with him, right? He's got the lead one shakes. He might snap at any moment. And he's talking about, unnecessary roughness and this and that. He goes, I knew I had to check myself when I was at Veterans Stadium playing for the Eagles, and he said he stomped on Larry Sitter's head like 6 or 7 times. And it's like, wait, Romo, you stomped on somebody's head? What are you doing? Yeah. I mean, that's not the end of it with him. But I mean, he was out there.
Last year we had him on the week of Niners-Eagles.
Oh, yeah, you got to check this out.
Niners-Eagles. And Spadoni, let me know with a thumbs up when you find it.
I feel like they're a little bit soft.
He said it going into the game.
And then going into the Chiefs Super Bowl, he was talking about how you might have to just take Kelsey out. I mean, he was talking about an era. We were like, hey, Bill, you're going to get us
He's always talking about body bag games, boar hunters.
I believe Mahomes is a crybaby.
It's just a different era. I remember, like Romanowski, I remember a couple years ago, I wanted to do this breakdown on Troy Polamalu.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I was like, I went back and I started watching the clips, and I'm like, I can't put anything on TV. I can't even narrate it because I'm going to get fired for promoting unnecessary violence. The way that he played the game, like Romanowski, you can't show those clips anymore.
I'm glad you bring up Polamalu because this guy got compared to him because of the hair and the Polynesian background. Talanoa Hufanga. What has happened to him?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, the injury, he's not the same person since the injury. You don't even notice him out there. Like, he was there 8 in the box next to Fred. Like, it was a race to who's going to blow up the running back. And I don't see that aggressiveness right now.
I don't want to isolate one play and say that this is a indication of who you are. As well. Everybody has bad plays. But the play with Kyler Murray, where he comes flying in, and all I kept thinking about was you explaining about how the safety needs to play back. Like, there's always time to make the play. Yeah. And he came flying in on the Kyler Murray, whatever, that little, read option play where he ran for 50 yards. The angle that Hufanga took on that play was just... It was almost inexcusable.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, you're talking about angles.
Yeah.
Like, I always remember Mike McDaniel when he was here. Like, he loved Raheem Mostert. And he used to call him the assassin angle, the angle assassin, because everybody misjudged his speed. Like, they all took, so his running backs, like that, if you get that title, the angle assassin, that's like the greatest thing that Mike could say about you.
I like that.
But it's interesting, like every sport has this, like great passers, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry understands angles. It's like an innate instinctual feel. Great shortstops have great, angles to the ball. Like we have a saying in baseball, you never see a good shortstop get a bad hop because they take such a great angle to the ball. And you see this in football a lot, the angles. Yeah. It really does matter.
It is. It's geometry, man. And it was horrible by time. It was just totally out of control. Because honestly, if you get bad safety, like they got good safety play last week. Obviously, Mustafa had the interception. It was a good play. But honestly, like if you have bad safety play, you're giving up either long runs or touchdowns. Either because you missed tackles or because you blew the coverage or didn't play the ball in the air.
A lot of explosives, and Hufanga's missed a step, obviously with the torn ACL, took a lot of bad angles this year. Talk about him when he popped that Chicago game in the monsoon where it's like, wow, this guy's making tackles left and right here. I don't know if the Niners can count on him the rest of the season. Malik Mustafa, but it's a great opportunity for Malik Mustafa and Tig Brown to take over the safety spot. And we talk about the lineage of safeties in San Francisco. You saw it. Ronnie Lott, number 42, Jeff Fuller, Dwight Hicks, all these guys here, the hot licks, they have an opportunity. So what are you seeing? What did you see from Tig Brown and Malik Mustafa last week against Seattle? Did you see a step in the right direction for those two guys?
Yeah, I did. I saw that against Seattle. I mean, obviously, you got DK out there. You got deep threats. They want to get the ball to him. But Ronaldo, too. Like, I thought they, because honestly, at the end of the year, you want to see the safety stat sheet. And you want to see forced fumbles. They get the longest run at these backs. They get to, you look at Earl Thomas and what he did, in Seattle all those years. Like, you want to look at the safety stat sheet, and you want to see that thing getting filled up. So, Tig did that at Penn State. That was what he did. He took the ball away. Like, that's the job of the safety. You've got to create plays. If they're not doing it, like if you look at the Eagles, Reed Blankenship has 2 interceptions. Like, you want to see interceptions, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, goal line hits, goal line stands. Like, that's the safety. And you want to see that at the end of the year. And Talanoa had that. Last year, the year before.
Yep. He made plays. He had 6 interceptions before
6 or 7 interceptions.
Yeah, before the ACL injury last year.
7 total.
Pick sixes, Monday Night Football, all that stuff.
It's a knack for the ball. And then, Malik Mustafa, it's interesting. Me and B saw him at training camp, and he's
very aggressive.
Right away.
He's short, right? He's really short. And I said to B, I'm like, dude, Bob Sanders was really short. Now, no one's Bob Sanders. Bob Sanders was a great
defensive player of the year.
He's a great player. But,
he didn't last long.
That was my next question. Like, when you're a short guy and you're throwing your body around at safety, it's just tough to last long in this league.
Well, I mean, if you look at, let's just take Jordan Mason. Like, that's a powerful dude. He's second league in rushing, and he missed most of the game last week. That guy, to his power, you can see it. Like, when he hits people, he moves people.
Yep.
So you're in the alley, and you're telling, you're some of these guys, Bob Sanders, whatever. Like, you're taking these hits from these locomotives. Forget about Derrick Henry; he's a freak.
Exactly.
But even like Garendo, he was the fastest running back in the draft this year. He's 218 pounds. Like, those are hard hits. Like, you just don't know how long safeties can hold up at that spot. Like in Pittsburgh right now, they picked up Deshaun Elliott, and him and Minka are the safeties, and they're playing great. But Deshaun Elliott has been a great player in his league, but he's been hurt every single year. He's gone through the league. He was in Detroit. He was in Baltimore. He's been in these stops. Right now, he's played 6 good games. He had the fumble recovery at the end zone at the goal line last week that TJ punched out. Like, he's a great player. His problem has been staying healthy.
888-957-9567.